Welcome to the Woodwork Experience. My name's Sam, and today we're here to talk about research of resources. Now, resources aren't split up into 1, 2, 3, but 4 categories, which means you need to make sure that you follow this process step by step to ensure that you're ticking off every single one of those boxes. Let's get back there on the computer and let's get into it. The very first step you need to do is open up your Folio folder. Open up the template file. Once you've opened that up, go to File, move down to Save As, and save it as 12 Research of Resources. After completing that, change the title to Research of Resources. Write the heading, The Wood Whisperer. It's time to insert a table. To do this, go up to Insert, move down to Table, and create one which is 3 columns wide by 2 rows deep. Select the minor heading in the table and set the text to size 12 font and ensure that the text is both bolded and black in color. It is time to add the headings to the table. This is what your table should look like once complete. This is where I recommend that you pause the video, copy down the headings within the table, and only continue it when you have caught up. This is what your table should look like when it is filled out and complete. We will quickly go over the information in the table. Under Common Uses, you give general information on the information that they provide on their channel. For example, the Wood Whisperer gives general woodworking advice. He does comparisons of products, and he does fabrication videos outlining a brief list of the steps. Under Positives and Negatives, it's pretty simple. State aspects of the channel or the resource that you like, and state aspects that you don't like. Under Suitability, it's pretty straightforward. Is this channel or resource suitable for you? If it is, state yes. If not, state no. Under the Overview of Information Gathered, this is where you want to discuss the information that you've used from this resource in your folio or for the fabrication of your product. For example, the Wood Whisperer gave a lot of major project ideas, provided understanding for a variety of joinery techniques, as well as understanding adhesives and their benefits. He gave tips and tricks on how to fix up woodworking mistakes, and he helped in developing an understanding of how to manage a project and the best fabrication processes. Here is a list of resources you could research. First and foremost, list your teacher. No, like seriously, the amount of guidance and support your teacher will give you is going to be huge. In fact, stop what you're doing right now and either thank your teacher in class or send them an email thanking them for their previous and future support and encouragement. Over the next year, they're going to go out of their way to help you get the absolute best marks possible, whilst also ensuring that you take home a project that you can be proud of. Your teacher is a superhero. The second channel you should mention is, well, mine, the Woodwork Experience. Why? Because if you are following this folio format, then markers are likely to notice, and it's probably beneficial to make sure that you don't get hit with any sort of plagiarism for your folio layout. Better to be safe than sorry in my eyes. Thirdly, I'd always make a mention to Kevin Kennedy from Product Design Online for his tutorials on how to create CAD models using Fusion 360. Now, of course, if you don't use Fusion 360, don't worry about mentioning him. Next, you should list the company you are purchasing your timber from. This is important because this is where you're going to find out your prices for materials and potentially other relevant information. If you haven't done so yet, I would suggest you contact Armour Timber in Sydney for both the purchase and conversation about your product. They are very knowledgeable and always keen to help. Following companies, it's important to list textbooks. You may have gotten information from them regarding joints, gluing techniques, finishing processes, etc. Following that, it's very important to list the rest of your resources. These will often include things like YouTubers, podcasts, etc. From this, I'd suggest you definitely reference Mark from the Wood Whisperer, Cam from Blacktail Studios, Steve Ramsey from Woodworking for Mere Mortals, Chris Salome and Sean Boyd from Four Eyes Furniture, Mike Montgomery from Modern Builds, Brad from Fix This Build That, Kevin Kennedy for CAD assistance from Product Design Online, and anything else. It's very important to list these people if this is where you're getting your information from. For example, if you're doing a epoxy deep pour, there's probably no better channel for it than Cam from Blacktail Studios. Now, let's just say that you are having trouble picking a design. Well, it's not the end of the road there, because I've got some advice for you. Wait for it. 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 Are you waiting? The place you want to go is the Wood Whisperer Guild. And the reason you want to go there is because they've got some incredible projects made by experts in their field who are able to go through and take you through step-by-step processes on how to produce a product. Now, obviously, you can't do a direct copy and paste of their product, but there is no reason why you can't design something very similar and then use their process or follow their processes to help you along. Check them out at thewoodwhispererguild.com. Finally, we are up to our ongoing evaluation. Your ongoing evaluation may sound something like this. After completing my research, I've determined that the resource qualities I require include visual and audible communication methods, as that's how I learn best. They should break down the information quickly and easily so that it should be accessible. Resources which are still being considered include my teacher, Mr. Samuel Davidson, the Woodwork Experience for folio content, the textbook Hybrid Woodworking by Mark Spagnuolo, Kevin Kennedy from Product Design Online for CAD tutorials, and Armour Timber from Sydney, who have provided me with information and products for my project. Finally, woodwork channels which are still being considered include the Woodwork Experience, the Wood Whisperer, Blacktail Studios, Woodworking for Mere Mortals, 4Eyes Furniture, Modern Builds, and Fix This, Build That. Thanks again for tuning in to the Woodwork Experience. If you found this content useful, please don't forget to like and subscribe. If you've got any queries, concerns, or questions, put them in the comment section below. I'll see you in the next episode of the Woodwork Experience.